Realtree's Midwest Whitetail is brought to you by Nikon, Ozonics, Redneck Blinds, Rocket Broadheads, RTP Outdoors, Trophy Rock, Spot Hog Releases, Wilderness Athlete, Viking Solutions, and Realtree.
Hey guys, today is November the 11th. It's Saturday afternoon, and tonight I'm in an area that I've hunted this area over the last 15 years quite a bit. Back from when these were big mature woods in here when we first got the property to when they cut it. It was a wide open cut over to what you see now. These pines now are right at 10 years old. There's a sweet gum tree about 75-80 yards behind me back here, a big huge sweet gum tree, and I used to hunt that tree almost religiously. That was my spot. I mean, I could hunt it day after day after day and just see piles and piles of deer. And I could see this whole top up here. I'm right up against, I'm about 150 yards, 200 yards from my neighbor's line here. That was a split 3-buck. I cannot believe that just happened. I think I heard him go down right there. Unbelievable. That deer responded to that grunt call. Unbelievable. Thought I heard him crash right over there. Thank you. Thank you, sweet Jesus. Thank you, sweet Jesus. Oh yeah, he's a pretty deer. Big old deer. Nice deer. Beautiful deer. Oh yeah. Oh, he's good and stiff. Look at that, man. How about that? How about that, brother? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pointer. Thank you, sweet Jesus. That's a pretty deer, man. I knew I hit him high. I did hit some lung, though. You can hear it. You can hear it right there, a lot of bubbles. But it was just so high, we were just barely getting drops. But, man, what an awesome deer. I put so much time and effort in hunting down here and money. And this right here is what it's all about for me. Just being able to harvest an animal like this, shoot it with my bow. It was a mess in the tree tonight, self-filming. The tree really wasn't big enough for me and Keith, so just a small cedar tree. So I just was hunting by myself basically. And I just finished my interview. I did an interview when I first got in the tree and I didn't like some things about it, so I redid it, and I still had the headphones in my ear, and I heard him step on a twig, and looked up, and he's 20 yards and he's heading right from my lane, and the circus started then. It got crazy stupid in the tree. And he was very responsive. It's the November 11th. He was very responsive to a grunt call. He was coming in. I bat at him to stop him. I came to full draw, but when he finally stopped, he was behind some brush and wasn't able to get him on video, or wasn't able to make the shot. So I let back down, and then I had the grunt call right here, and I made a very soft grunt where he immediately responded to that, and he circled, and he came back through my lane. And where I had drew back the first time, when I let back down, I must have released the trigger on my release. So when I went back, when he came back across my lane the second time, I went to clip my release back on. It came off immediately, and the arrow went to the ground. And now he's standing 20 yards from me again. I reached under and grabbed another arrow, got it knocked, and he was circling me back to the right. He was trying to get downwind of where he heard that grunt call, and he was going to circle me and see if he could pick up the scent. And I had one lane. It was a tough shot. One lane, and I just turned the camera and faced it up that lane. Got him in view, and you saw the rest. I managed to make a shot a little bit too high, but hey, I'll take it. It got the job done. Beautiful deer down here in Taylor County, Georgia.
Day 2 here in Kansas, and I'm in a spot that I'm all too familiar with. This is actually the spot that I shot my deer out of last year, and it's one of my favorite, another one of my favorite spots on the farm. I know I said that about the same place I was in yesterday, but this is basically lies up to one of the biggest bedding areas joining this farm. And we've got our cut cornfield right out here to our west. But the good thing about this spot is in early season, Jeremiah and Nick was here, and they were just over at this little finger of trees across from me, and they filmed a giant 10-point. And he had some other bucks with him, but we know that deer's in this area, and we know he's using this. The other thing we know is that the does love to bed right here behind me in this thicket. So if things work out, hopefully maybe one of these, we don't think most of these does are in heat yet. Most of the does we've seen so far all have little ones with them. But this is the time that a lot of these big bucks will start cruising and checking these does. So hopefully if we're lucky, maybe that big 10 might just come over here and check some of these does out. We've had does around us pretty much all morning, and so we know they're in here. But just hang right here with us. Let's see what happens. across this cornfield. And he got right here at 33 yards. And I was trying to get the camera on him and I couldn't get him to stop. And he got in there behind me. I've got some does back here behind me. And he got in there behind me, messing with these does. And I got my grunt call out and I grunted about 3 times. And I can't believe it, but that deer came back. And he came right here 20 yards. And I smoked him. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is a giant. That's that big 10 point. Oh, I can't believe I just did that. Oh, thank you, Jesus. Oh, thank you. All right, so we came out and actually reviewed the footage for this deer, and the shot looks great. I mean, I really don't think that the shot could be any better. Why the deer acted like he did, I'm not sure. Maybe it was just a steep enough angle that I just caught one long. But regardless, we watched him bed down. So the plan is we're just going to go in cautious with an arrow knocked, and hopefully he'll be laying right there dead. But we're just going to take our time. I do want to find my arrow. I still haven't even found my arrow. And just making sure everything looks good. But I feel pretty confident that deer's laying right there. And hopefully we'll be putting our hands on him here shortly. Well, this is not exactly how I expected this was going to turn out. So we got back to where the shot was, found the arrow looked great. Then we started finding blood. We found really good blood and made it to where he bedded down and the deer's not there. We know that we didn't jump the deer up because we went in really cautious, looking the whole time. So the deer had to leave at some point between the time I've seen him lay down and the time that I came out. It's been a little over 4 hours now since I shot him. It's possible that it's a one lung hit. We know at least we got one lung, but I don't know. I mean, I'm absolutely sick at this point. I really don't even know what to say. We've contacted a friend here in the area that's got a tracking dog, and we're waiting on a call back from him. So right now we really don't want to just, you know, stomp the whole property out just looking for a body, because he absolutely just stopped bleeding from the time he got up from his bedding area. For no reason whatsoever, so we don't really know exactly which way he went. So I think at this time I'm just going to play it safe and let the tracking dog do the work on this one. So I don't know, the story continues. We'll see.
Find him up. Come on. Dead deer. Dead deer. Dead deer.
He just got up and went one more time, didn't he, Bridges?
There you go.
Look at there.
That's dead deer.
Dead deer.
Look at there, Stella.
Dead deer.
Stella, did you find that?
Come on, sweet. Dead deer. That's a good girl.
Good girl.
All right.
Well, we get to close the book on this story here today. We found my buck. He didn't go another 100 yards from his bed, and I'm tickled to death that we found him. You know, the key that we believe to killing this buck was being in the doe bedding areas. We noticed since we got here that a lot of the does are still not in heat, so we decided to put ourselves in those areas where we knew the does were going to be, and that's exactly what happened to this deer this morning. And I am tickled to death with him. This is a big 10 point. He's got big long 2s and 3s on this side. He's got a broke brow tine on this side. He's probably been fighting. You can see where he's been rubbing trees. And he's definitely gonna be a proud buck for me. This is the second biggest buck I've ever killed, and to get it all on film, self-film by the way, it means more to me than any other buck I've ever killed. So I'm super excited. I'm just glad to have this moment, and I can live this moment for the rest of my life. This is what dreams are made of, and today my dream come true. Thanks for watching us here on Midwest Whitetail.